So you talk about Chad Vaughn, of all the athletes, quote unquote, famous athletes that you work with,
Yeah.
who's been your favorite, maybe a memorable story?
Yeah, I mean, I would say Chad's always been an awesome person to work with. I mean, I remember Chad reshared, I think, one of my Instagram posts in 2015, probably when I first started Squat University.
That was a big deal, huh?
And I was like, holy crap, two-time Olympian Chad Vaughn
Right.
just reshared something. And I'm like, I would always look up to Chad when I was a young athlete because I would watch his technique, and he's an amazing technician.
Moves perfectly.
Oh, yeah. And I was like, holy crap, this is awesome. So I just reached out to him. I'm like, dude, thank you so much for sharing that. He was like, oh, man, I like your stuff. And I was like, that's awesome. We should collaborate on some stuff. And that was, gosh, how many years ago? 5 years, almost 5 years ago. And since then, we have been collaborating. We've written maybe 8 blog posts together or 9. We have done a number of podcasts on his podcast and my podcast together, and just constantly bouncing ideas off each other. And I'm continuing to learn more so about the technical aspects of Olympic weightlifting, even though I've been in the game since 2005. Like, there's still so much more to learn,
Absolutely.
just like the same, mindset I'm taking with other things in life. So I think that's been the coolest aspect, has been working with Chad and understanding and growing the content that we're able to put out and help other people for the sport of Olympic weightlifting.
Is there anybody you haven't worked with yet that you really want to work with?
I don't know. I really just keep an open mind. The big thing is I try not to, I guess, get over anxious about working with big name athletes. Mm-hmm. When big athletes walk into my clinic, it's fun. It's cool. You get to see what they've done. They're famous. People know them. But that doesn't change the way I treat them.
Right.
I treat every athlete that walks into me the same way. And I'll tell an Olympic athlete how to do something the exact same way I'll tell a 14-year-old football player how to do something. And in my experience, I almost get a little bit more joy out of working with those younger high school, college, young professional athletes, more so than this famous Olympian how to do something. Because here's the deal. A lot of times those younger athletes, the non-professional athletes, they're more teachable, but they appreciate it more. And they go, hey, you know what? Thank you for this.
Right.
And that's really what I'm here for. So when I see someone tout that they have seen the best athletes in the world, I'm like, as a physical therapist, like, they're the physical therapist for the Arizona Diamondbacks. I'm like, that's cool. That doesn't necessarily mean to me that you're a better physical therapist.
Right.
You just have more connections that have allowed you to do that.
There's
now,
a lot of politics that
it's
goes on
cool.
with that.
Yeah, exactly. And it's cool to work with famous athletes. But the big thing for me at the end of the day is I'm here to help every single athlete that walks into the weight room, no matter your athletic background and athletic accomplishments, decrease your aches and pains to get back to doing what you want. And it's fun to work with professional athletes and athletes that are on that very elite level. But in the same way, it doesn't also change how I approach the way
the
I
elite
interact with
athlete
them.
is the 1% of 1% of 1%.
Exactly.
If you just work with just those guys, it's such a small pool. You know? They give a bigger pool to help for the quote unquote general population.
Yeah, exactly.